Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here once again with another video on DC TV and the Arrowverse because wow, we got another trailer for Crisis on Infinite Earths, but let's just watch it before we jump into anything else.
They're gone.
Every second, another Earth dies.
Let's go save the universe.
This threat brings the annihilation of all life.
Hope is the light that lifts us out of darkness.
We might lose the planet, but we can still save the people.
It's not time!
The battle is lost.
Crisis on Infinite Earths. The CW's crossover event begins Sunday, December 8th.
So, just wow. I say it all the time, but wow. Like, it's just awesome to see that stuff. Now, we are 2 weeks away, or 2 weeks until Crisis starts, which is insane. Like, it's just gone so quick. Like, it felt like it was a year or something. It felt like we were just watching Elseworlds or something, and then we got that first teaser. So it's insane. We got 2 weeks, 14 days. Honestly, it's about 2 weeks too long, but it will be here soon enough. And I'm pretty sure I'm like most of you when I say I can't wait to see it. Just feast our eyes upon it. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know all of your various opinions in the comments section down below. What caught your eye the most from this trailer? What did you like the most? What gets you excited? And all that. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and you're just even more excited and pumped and just hyped up for Crisis, why not drop a like in the video to show that excitement and support? Yeah, but let's just jump straight into the trailer. So we start by seeing part of Barry's Crisis vision from episode 2 of The Flash this season, with Central City being destroyed. I think there's like 2 or 3 more shots of that from the from that episode as well in the trailer. Probably just to fill it out a bit, even though they are like half a second shots. It will be interesting to see if we come back to that in the actual event, where the Barry, tells everyone what he saw, and then we get flashbacks to Barry experiencing that, or if it is just to fill out the trailer and just to show what Crisis is like, because they don't want to spoil actual shots of Earth's being destroyed from the actual event. You know what I mean? So they're doing that to show you what Crisis does without spoiling the actual event, if that makes sense. Hopefully you get what I'm saying there. Now, we do have Supergirl crying, saying they're gone, in a very emotional and upset way. Now, I did see people saying, oh my god, Earth 38 is being destroyed, or 38 has been destroyed, and she's crying about, her friends and just her Earth being destroyed. But you must see that in this shot, they're actually in the DEO, which is on Earth 38. So, it isn't like John, Alex, and Kara watching their Earth being destroyed from another Earth. Obviously, they could be on like another Earth's DEO, but that's highly unlikely. If I had to make a prediction, I'd say it's probably Argo being destroyed. I know in the shot they like quickly transitioned to like a screen showing Earth 73 being destroyed, which was in the previous teaser as well. But that looks like it's on the Wave Rider. That screen, I think that's one of the screens from the Wave Rider. So that would be on the Flash episode most likely. And that's when Black Lightning actually comes into the crossover, by the way. So just keep that in mind. So don't correlate Kara crying there to Earth 73 because it's just a weird edit. And I think they're from different episodes. But if I had to make a prediction, I'd say it's Argo being destroyed, because Argo is currently where, or it is where Kara's mother, Allura, resides, and who, we know she'll be appearing in the crossover, and she's played by Erica Durant, so she'll be playing both Allura as well as the Smallville Lois Lane. And also they're currently at this time, which was set up, last season, and they'll be there at the start of the crossover most likely, especially based off stuff we've seen in the trailer, and that's Clark and Lois are there, and their newly born baby, Jonathan Kent. So, yeah, that's most likely what's going on here. I know they really focus on like Crisis on Infinite Earths, as in like our homeland of Earth and the different Earths in the multiverse, but obviously other planets, throughout the universe will be destroyed as well. So I'm guessing that's what happens there, and that's why they focus on Argo. But speaking of Clark, Lois, and John, we do see them on Argo. It might just look like a fancy apartment to those, but this is Argo. Like, this is the same sort of set design they used when we went there on Supergirl, 2 seasons ago, I think it was. So maybe they get like a warning and are able to leave in time, or the Monitor shows up and he needs, Clark to be there, and I guess maybe Lois and then Jonathan as well. Maybe like the Monitor gives them the warning and they're able to leave. It will be interesting to see like the timeline of events and how they all play out in regards to the different characters, but I guess specifically for people on different Earths that maybe have to go somewhere else, or even in this case, a different planet. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Every second, another Earth dies. And this is Barry from Earth 1 saying this to Barry from Earth 90. So it's just cool having these two on screen together, like especially because in Elseworlds, Oliver was the Flash at the time when Earth 90 Flash showed up. So it wasn't like Grant Gustin, Barry Allen in his Flash suit along with the other Barry Allen. It was still, they had like the whole identity swap thing going on. So it is going to be interesting to see where Earth 90 Flash was all this time? Was he maybe running around the different Earths in the multiverse warning people? Or was he stuck somewhere and the Monitor brought him back out? I'm intrigued because he just disappeared there. A lot of people thought he died. I think the fact that they didn't show us him dying or really like concretely give us that information, I think show that he wasn't dead. But it's going to be interesting to see how he plays into all of this in regards to how he enters as well as potentially how he exits the crossover as well. Now, we do see a group of heroes near this, like, I guess it's like a lightning effect of sorts, you would call it. Now, this could be something to do with Black Lightning. You know, it could be a 99% chance of that happening or a 1% chance. There's still a chance of it happening that that's the case. But he first appears in episode, or part 3, which is the Flash episode. And this shot is from part 1. So maybe this has to do with something to do with, like, potentially stopping an Earth being destroyed, or at least maybe being targeted by antimatter. Maybe this is like the core of something, and this is what maybe they're specifically trying to find on, maybe not every Earth, but specific Earths. Maybe the Monitor's tasking them with finding these certain things. It does seem to be in a bit of an obvious area, so maybe it's something else. I'm intrigued. What do you think is going on here with this lightning? Because it's not really made clear, but I am interested to see what goes about this, because it is in a fairly obvious area. It's not like deep down in like the the cavern, like the the caves or something like that. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what they do here. Now, we do get to see the Batman suit from the front covered in cobwebs. In one of the previous teaser trailers, we saw it from like the back. But we do get to see it from the front here, covered in the cobwebs now. This is followed by Kate Kane with that, the breach device, the extrapolator or whatever it's called. Now, she'll be going to presumably the Kingdom Come Earth, where Batman will be, or Bruce Wayne, and presumably the Superman as well. But she's going there with Kara, so that makes you think that, they're going to interact with both. But it will be interesting. It will be interesting, to see if this is like an introductory point to not only the Bruce Wayne on that Earth, but the Clark Kent as well, because from the promo images, it seems that it's like the Earth 38 Lois and Clark and Iris that do all the stuff with that Kingdom Come Superman, or that Kingdom Come Clark Kent, unless they all go over there at one point, and then Kate and Kara are the one that just go to Gotham, and then the others go to Metropolis. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. Or it could just play out in completely different ways. But I don't know, they might be on different Earths, but they're both confirmed to be the Kingdom Come versions of the characters, so why wouldn't they be from the same Earth? I have to wait and find out, I guess. We do get a quick, cut through, I guess you could say, of some of the, a quick montage or sweep through of some of the characters. I think Sarah and Harbinger, maybe one more character was there. But this does include the Smallville Clark Kent, as well as Pariah. Now, I think it's becoming clearer and more obvious. I guess it depends on the person and what they want and don't want to believe. But I think it's becoming clearer and clearer by each promo that's released, just at how small the Smallville Clark Kent role is in this crossover. I've said before, he was most likely a late inclusion, so they've pretty much written like a really quick 5-minute, maybe less than 5-minute scene for him to appear in. Just because Tom Welling maybe became available late. So I wouldn't be expecting too much Smallville Clark Kent if that's what you're still expecting, let alone him suiting up. But with Pariah, where do you think he is here? Because I did put this out on Twitter, and some people think he's on the Kent farm. It does have different lighting, but this could maybe be like Crisis, or like the antimatter slowly coming onto that Earth or something like that. Or maybe it's his homeland. Maybe it's his home, and it just looks similar to the Kent farm. I wouldn't say it necessarily looks exactly like a farm, but I guess that building in the back could be seen as like a farmhouse, or even like a barn or something like that. But Pariah is like an interesting character in general, because he should have a really big role, but he is like in small amounts of the promo material. But maybe they're trying to keep, I guess, maybe his origin and maybe who is Pariah secret for a bit. So that's probably what they're doing. Now, we do have Killer Frost, Earth 1, and the Earth 90 Flash in what we can easily assume now is the area that Nash Wells has been seeking out in the Flash this season. Now, they are encountering Black Lightning here, as we have gotten from the previous trailers. It does appear his Earth has been destroyed, so he doesn't seem too happy at all. At least he's been told that his Earth has been destroyed. That could be a lie. Who knows? But we can see that there's that treadmill there that appears to be a take on the cosmic treadmill from the comics. Maybe it's an item that the Monitor acquired from different Earth, maybe Earth 90, or maybe he possibly built it from the materials that he's been, gathering together. Who knows? Like, other trailers have hinted at this whole cosmic treadmill thing ending badly, but it will be interesting to see what the exact purpose, as well as around around that is, because maybe they want to travel back in time, but then antimatter may have already affected Earth. So you know how in episode 2 of The Flash, Barry couldn't travel to the future because there was an antimatter wall? Maybe if an Earth has already been affected by antimatter in this crossover, you can actually run back in time to it. So maybe that's what happens there and there's a bad ending, but we'll have to wait and see. Now quickly, the black lightning visual effects here aren't great with the lightning thing. I did see a couple of people point that out. It's not the level it is on his show at least. Now this trailer would have been done probably at least a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. So I guess the visual effects would be updated by the time the episode hits us in 2 weeks, hopefully. Because they're still filming cameos, by the way. There's still some stuff they haven't actually finished filming. But I think that stuff would be maybe in the last 2 episodes, which are like pretty much 2 months away, if not longer. So yeah, so the VFX might be updated, but we'll have to wait and see. We also see Barry tumbling over some glass table thing here. I saw people theorizing this for some reason, but I think this is just from him stepping in front of Black Lightning's blast, because it looks to be in that similar or the same underground area that they were in before, so I wouldn't look too much into this. Hope is the light that lifts us out of darkness. Now this is said by the Kingdom Come Superman, who is definitely one of the most anticipated things I'm looking forward to in this crossover. I'm not that big of a Superman fan either. I just really like Brandon Routh's Superman. I think he looks really good as Superman. I guess the big question around this character is whether he will sacrifice himself, because it seems that the Kingdom Come Superman doesn't necessarily have as big of a role as many people think. Like, he's definitely in a decent amount of it, but I think Ray Palmer has more of a role in Crisis than the Kingdom Come Superman. But he might sacrifice himself because, if you don't know, his Lois Lane is dead, so maybe he might save the other Superman, the Earth 38 one, because his Lois is still alive. I have to wait and see, but he might do the heroic sacrifice, but I have to wait and see. Now, we do have Supergirl talking about losing an Earth, but saving the people on it. Now, Earth 38 is 100% a target of antimatter in Part 1. That's the whole reason that that episode is based there. So this would be based around that. So it will be interesting to see if we actually lose that Earth. Hopefully we do. Just show that stuff is serious and an Earth like just can't be saved by a fairly easily solution of like finding an item and then, oh my god, it doesn't get destroyed. But it will be interesting to see if they can save some people. I'm intrigued because it's going to be like the whole fallout from this crossover is going to be the most interesting thing, where the Earths merge. Some Earths get destroyed, some Earths merge, but there's not necessarily one Earth, and maybe there's like 5 or 6 Earths left. Yeah, they have a task at hand in regards to wrapping this crossover up. And to finish off the crossover, we do actually see a guy holding a sign here. I don't think it's anyone of importance. I think it's just an extra, like a person that's just in the crowd and he's just got a good shot of them. But he is holding a like end of worlds and sort of like doomsday type sign. It is cut off for a bit so you can't see all of it. But I think the bottom says like the end of the worlds is nigh, which is somewhat similar to like the Watchmen of the end is nigh. I think that's in Watchmen. But I think the end of the world is nigh is actually a book or something like that. So I'm curious to see where this takes place, as well as if it actually means anything, and I guess if there's a larger group of people around this as well. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much to go over from this trailer. There was actually a decent amount of stuff saying that there was actually some repeat stuff in it as well. But if you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on what we went over in this trailer and what your favorite part was. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.